hand over to the Zoom master, the area director of M5, Clyde Tellis, who will help us to understand the main thing about having a Zoom meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Siona. My role will be of a Zoom master, and Zoom master is something new that has come into picture just after we've started having online meetings. And why we call it Zoom master is because most Toastmasters across the world use Zoom as a platform for conducting Toastmasters meeting. Let me just share my screen while I tell you the responsibilities. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, so the Zoom master is that one role that can take a good meeting and make it excellent. You are the person that is behind the screen, doing all the organizing and putting people, giving them their time at the right moment. If this is done seamlessly, the audience will not have to worry about whom they can see, whom they cannot see, who's making noise, who's that person disturbing the meeting. None of that will come into picture. It will go as seamlessly as it can. Now we have a variety of platforms that we can use for online meetings. So there's Microsoft Teams, there's Zoom, there's Skype, WebEx, Hangouts. Some people even conduct small meetings on Google Duo and WhatsApp. These are online calling platforms. Some are professional, some aren't. So ideally, you should choose something that is professional and allows you to use the facilities required for an online meeting. As I mentioned earlier, most of the Toastmasters use Zoom as the platform. Now let me get on to the tasks and responsibilities, and then I will tell you why you should be a Zoom master. So before the meeting, there are a few technical aspects to it. I will show it to you now, and then I'll give you a live demonstration. First, you schedule the meeting on Zoom. Once you get the login credentials, you log on to Zoom and you share the link to the Vice President Public Relations, so that this link can be shared with everybody and they will know which meeting to attend. Secondly, you might have to create breakout rooms. Breakout rooms is a feature where you can take a selective number of people and put them in a different room. Maybe they can have their discussions and come back and give their outcome of the discussion. That is a feature that's there. And thirdly, if you would like to share your meeting on Facebook, YouTube, or any other features, these are settings you have to do before the meeting and keep it in place so that you will not have any confusion during the meeting. At the meeting, what do you do? Firstly, when a speaker is speaking, you will have to spotlight them at the right moment. Ensure that their audio video is switched on maybe 10 seconds before their turn is come to speak. And then as you spotlight them while they are speaking, you will have to monitor and be vigilant about people making noise in the background. Now there are two ways you can do this. One is that in general, in Goa, we keep the mute option off, meaning people can unmute as and when they want. When it is more professional, there's an option where you can restrict people from unmuting unless you're a co-host. So when you are in a small community, it is ideal that you have the flexibility to mute on and off to the participant. There will be times where there will be children yelling in the background, somebody making noise. So you'll have to be vigilant to mute that person as soon as you see it. And thirdly, if there is voting, you will be the one who will prepare or launch the poll to make it easier for the TMOD or the other role players. If at all it's a person's chance to speak and he drops out of the meeting, then you will have to notify saying he's not in the meeting and we can move forward until he joins. So you are the person to notify, so there is no awkward moments of silence and there is no ambiguity whether the person is there or not there, because you have the participant list on and you can see everything. Finally, if at all people are facing issues, you help with the technicalities. These are the two things that these are the few things that you can or will have to do as a Zoom master to ensure the meeting is great. Now, what is in it for me? One thing it will teach you is being vigilant, being attentive, and knowing when to do what. If you can foresee that something is going wrong, take action immediately, and people will not even know this was happening in the background. You can use private chat, you can use all other means to contact the person if they are not reachable and get things done. One is organizing, second being vigilant, third is being attentive and solving problems without other people knowing. Now, why should you be a Zoom master? If you've ever organized any event, be it physical or virtual, there's always a person who is the convener or somebody who's put everything in place. And this person knows what to expect. If there's something going wrong in the background, he or she is making the calls, taking the action to make sure everything runs perfectly. This can also be useful if you are planning to be a master of ceremonies elsewhere. You know the agenda, and if things are going out of place, you know whom to contact. Who is the sound guy? Who is the DJ? Who is the person focusing the lights? You quickly contact them and your show goes on. The audience doesn't know what's happening. Even if you are the DJ, you know when to play music, when not to play, when to mute. These are some things you can take. These are skills you learn as a Zoom master, but you can take out, and it helps you with being vigilant. Okay, here's the end to my presentation, but I will share the screen and I will show you how you use it on the account. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen again. Can everybody? I will show you the basics. So once you sign in, you will be taken to this page. Now this page might give you a little confusion of where to go. How do I start a meeting? You go to my account. You go to meetings. If you want to schedule a new meeting, schedule. The basic information you require to schedule a meeting is 1, the name. What do you want to call the meeting? 2, you should know the date. And third, the duration. Date, time, and duration are the 3 most important things that you require to schedule. After that, you go ahead and put save. So once you put save, I'll just give you the example of the Vasco meeting that I had saved. After you save, you'll be brought to this page. So once you get to this page, where do you find the link? So here there's an option called copy invitation. And the only useful thing that you need to send is this much. This is all that you need to send. Copy and paste it on WhatsApp, send it to people, and then the VP PR can start preparing it. Now with regard to poll, now we are having this Vasco meeting, and during the meeting, in case there's somebody that wants to raise a poll, see there's an option called add. So I have done this a little bit in advance. You put the name of the poll because you can have multiple polls. This is question number 1. So you can either put best speaker, best table topic speaker, all that. So I'll put question number 2, best role player. So we'll put person 1, person 2, and I will put save. So under this poll, I'm going to get 2 options. So I will release the poll at the end of this demo. This is all that you need to know with scheduling a meeting. Then settings, there are multiple. We will have another session just to explain the settings, because once the settings are in place, you don't need to worry about them. Now coming to in-meeting features. Now if there are participants like so, if I want to spotlight, let's say I want to spotlight Farida, I put spotlight and then she comes on screen. You go to more in the participants and then you spotlight people. See here I'm going to Gopal. You see these options. So if you want to make somebody a host, they get all the rights that you have. You want to make somebody a co-host, They have features like muting, unmuting, and even allowing people inside the room. And thirdly, spotlighting. I would say spotlighting, muting, and unmuting is the most important out of all. Okay. So that is one aspect of it. And finally, in case you drop out, always have a co-host, somebody to act as a backup in case you are out of the meeting. I'm going to spotlight myself now and I'm going to release the poll. So there'll be an option called polling, and this is how the poll comes on your screen for the questions that I put. So you can vote at any point of time, and I will have the privilege. So I'm not able to share this part of it. We can have a separate session on this. So people can tap, give the answers and put accept. And you also have the privilege to end the poll. Let's say you want to give just 1 minute. Now we are 30 seconds since the poll is done. I can end it prematurely, although I know that only 3 people out of the 21 in the room have voted. So I'm going to end the poll. Then I have the freedom to share the results. Okay, and that's about it.